Hello everyone and welcome back. Welcome to part 4 of 10 tips and tricks in Rainbow Six Siege to help you instantly improve. You all seem to really love this series, and if you haven't seen the other videos, you can check them out in the playlist which you can find on my channel, and I'll have the videos linked at the end of the video as well. And if you do go on to enjoy this video, smash that like button. Let's hit 1k likes to help me know that you want more videos like this, and if you haven't already, hit that sub button. You're an absolute legend. And without further ado, let's get into these tips. Now this first trick is probably one of my favorite things to do in Rainbow Six Siege right now, and that is for Echo, and this one specifically is going to be on the map border. If you come to waiting room, which is this massive open area in the middle of the map, and what you want to do is throw your yokai into this corner I'm doing on screen. It is here where the yokai will start to hover on one of the ledges, and we can use these ledges to move the yokai around a little bit, and you're going to want to move your yokai to this corner, the same one I'm doing in the clip. And pressing the jump button with your yokai, you can stick to the top of this, and this does not detect your drone as being outside, as this bit is technically still inside the building. It is here you can see if anyone accesses the roof. Heck, you can even concuss them if you want to. And as well as this, it's a great camera to watch waiting room, the balcony, and east. However, we can take this trick a step further. If you move the yokai a bit forward while spamming the jump button, there's a little bit where the yokai will accept this jump, and it will go right into the sky. You can do this at the very beginning of the round and see any attacker at any spawn point on this map when they spawn in. And I'm not joking when I say this can literally see every single spawn point on border. And you can visually see the operators, or you can even time a well-placed red ping to detect them. So if you do this trick right now, you can detect all 5 attacking operators the moment the round starts. Of course, you just gotta wait for the prep phase to end. You can also use this to see when enemies are coming, so you can pre-fire them through the window. And of course, it's just a solid camera there as well to watch waiting room. Possibly one of the best yokai locations in the game. Right, this next one is for Nomad, and I guarantee you 99% of you have never seen this before, and I'm about to blow your mind. Nomad's air jabs will actually bounce off drones. So moving over to Archives on border once again, if you throw your drone on top of this light on Archives and position it over the half wall, if you're on the vents window as Nomad and shoot an air jab at this drone, the air jab will then bounce off the drone, fall directly downwards, and land below the drone. So anyone playing behind this who's trying to contest you whilst you're on that window is going to be hit by an air jab in a location where air jabs are typically not meant to land. You can do this on different maps as well, however I feel like this is the best example of it. And once you sort of understand how the mechanic of it bouncing off a drone works, from my testing it simply just drops directly below where you hit the drone. So if I put it further back, it would land below it there. So it is really based on where the drone is itself, but it can lead to some insanely interesting plays like this. Drop a comment if this trick blew your mind. Right, this fuse trick on Oregon allows Fuse as a solo operator to clear bandits off the breach and then open the wall himself within just a few seconds of each other. Yes, if you come to the little closet beside the breach and Fuse directly below you in the position I am doing, then when the cluster charges go down below into classroom, some of them will explode in a radius close enough to destroy bandit batteries on the wall on the other side. This will then completely clear the wall of the bandit batteries himself, and Fuse, not even having to move to a different room, can then pull out his secondary hard breach charge and breach the wall. You can then also start fusing through the reinforced wall if you want to as well. I'm genuinely not lying when I say Fuse is probably the best operator at opening up this breach on Oregon, especially if you're solo queue. You just gotta watch out if they have a Kaze though, because if they place it up high, those pucks are not gonna hit it. So I'm sure you Fuse fans out there who have never seen this before are ecstatic right now, because I know when I saw this trick for the first time and tried it out, I was absolutely amazed. This trick is an insane hiding spot for Kaze's Electric Claw on the map Chalet. This is going to be when electrifying the 2 walls in Wine which are facing Garage. So what you're going to want to do is come upstairs to dining room, and you'll notice that there is this table in the middle of the room. If you go to the side which is closer to the hatch, and then start making a hole in the table, you can actually throw your Electric Claw in it. And now you have to throw it pretty much to the other end of the table. However, the reason why I say you have to start in this end is because if you made the hole on the other side, anyone walking into dining room will just easily see that hole and the Electric Claw. This way makes it so much more hidden, and it will manage to cover both of these walls. Now, because of its radius, it will still be stopped by Thatcher's EMPs. However, if someone is using the secondary impact EMP, or they're trying to clear the wall of a Twitch, Witch, a Zero, a Flores, a Kali, it's going to be much harder for impact EMPs to hit this, and for the other ones I just listed, they're not going to be able to find this unless they go all the way upstairs. So placing the electric claw in the table in dining room allows it to be so much more safer and hidden, and gives you a better chance at keeping this wall safe. This just goes to show the amount of flexibility Kaze has compared to Bandit, because don't get me wrong, I love Bandit as an operator. However, when I'm an attacker and I find out they have a Bandit instead of a Kaze, I do have a little sigh of relief. So yes, start using this trick the next time you play Chalet. Another trick for Chalet is for the upstairs bomb site. If you come to this little desk beside the half wall, you can actually wiggle and shimmy yourself up on top of this, I believe it's a coffee maker, and you're going to have to destroy the 2 shelves above you to do this, but when you wiggle on top of it, you'll actually be face to face with a wooden beam. And if you're playing as an operator such as Maestro or Melusi, or just another operator who has bulletproof camera, for example, you could even do this with Jaeger's ADS if you wanted to, but you can place your gadget high up, all the way up here. Again, this is especially good for Maestro and bulletproof cameras, because if you destroy some of the stuff on the desk afterwards, you can't get back up here, so no one's going to be able to punch them. But this is going to give you a view onto the half wall, so you can see if anyone is planting there, and you can also see the entire office bomb site, and if anyone pushes in on the balcony door. I will say, when you do this with an evil eye, you can move the camera to see half wall, however you can't move it far enough to actually zap the people on the wall, so just keep that in mind. But this is also really good for Melusi, because if anyone pushes in by half wall or even into the site itself, that wub wub is going to catch them in the area of effect, and they're going to have to turn their back, look directly above them, which is taking away their focus from the people playing in the other site who are going to be trying taking them out. So an absolutely insane spot on Chalet I recommend you use. Right, this tip for Azami on Clubhouse is a tip that everyone needs to know, and this is how you defend rafters with Azami. So not only can you use your Kiba barrier to block off the garage window, which will stop anyone on the open breach from hitting you whilst you're trying to play on the rafters and fight anyone garage door and below you, but you can also place your Kiba barriers on these little open bits of the rafters itself and make some really tight pixel angles. Now you can use the locations I'm throwing these Kiba barriers at on this clip as a reference. Some of them I do it where I move the Kiba barrier a little bit to the right of this little center point, or if you want a really tight pixel angle, you move it a bit to the left, and as you can see, the results are a bit different. So if you have the bigger gap, you can see more of the doorway itself. However, if the person you're playing against is pretty good, they can actually pre-fire you and take you out on this hole. But if you make it the really small pixel angles like I do, I'm going to be very impressed if they manage to hit you. This is currently one of the most popular ways to hold garage on Clubhouse, and if you're not doing it, you definitely need to, especially before Azami gets nerfed. Here's a tip for Ayana on Coastline, which you probably haven't thought of, however, it works very well. So in the lore of Rainbow Six Siege, Ayana has albinism. This is why she has her, now iconic, white hair. And because of this white hair, Ayana's head is actually quite hard to spot on Coastline, especially when she is on rappel on Aqua Balcony. This means when you're going for an execute that requires someone on this rappel, which is pretty much all the time on Coastline, you should probably bring Ayana. From my perspective as Ayana, I have a full range of view of the bomb site. However, when I go on my drone, you can see just how much my head blends in with the background behind it, and trust me, when you're a defender playing against this, I know from experience, she's extremely hard to spot, and by the time you even do see her, she's already taken you out. So if you're ever going to go on rappel on Aqua on Coastline, I highly recommend you bring Ayana, because you are going to have so much more success. And as well as this, Ayana is just a great operator to bring anyway. She has a great loadout, great secondaries, and of course, a great gadget. This angle on Consulate is a must-do when you're defending the top floor. I like to do this with Legion because 1, he can make the hole himself with the super shorty in his pocket, and 2, the goo mines are very good for placing on yellow and catching people in the trap here and using that to your advantage with this angle. So what you want to do is come to the door in console just before the small room and shoot through into piano below you. You then want to shoot into piano wall itself, and this will show you the whole way just outside piano and by the double door of yellow stairs. You can also go into the small room itself and make more holes here to play off, and this is going to make it so dangerous for any attacker pushing up yellow stairs, because they're trying to face a staircase which is in front of them, so they're going to be looking forward and up, and then they also have to worry about an angle which is behind them and up. As well as this, your multiple goo mines on the staircase is just going to make this even harder and stressful for the attackers, that the chances of you losing in this situation is very low. Consulate honestly has so many great angles like this, and I have so much more to share, so be sure to subscribe for more tip videos, because this rework was honestly the best thing they ever done to this map. I guarantee you've never seen this insanely long angle on the map Clubhouse. So this is going to be when you're defending the gym bomb site. You can go below in bar and make some holes beneath gym window as well as the bedroom window, and they work pretty fine. You don't really see many people playing vertical on this site. I think they should. I think that's a very untouched thing for this bomb site, especially how popular it is. But let's make this a step further. If you go all the way down to the basement and go to the back of armory, you can make an angle all the way through armory wall and then the floor above you, and then through the bar wall, and then through the floor above bar. And then you'll have a perfect view of the master bedroom window. And there's absolutely no way if anyone peeks this window or even jumps in that they're going to see you through this angle all the way in the basement bomb site. Is this angle practical? Somewhat. You are quite far away from site, so even if you miss them or you take someone out, you still have to do an entire basically map rotation to get back to site. However, I wouldn't completely rule this angle out because there's still a lot to gain from it. And this bank long angle is something you need to be using every single time you defend it. I think this works especially well with Goyo, because you can make an angle which views all the way into server door, a massive push point for the attackers. And as well as this, you can pop your Goyo canisters all the way at the back of lockers. And your head is pretty protected between the bomb chassis as well. Especially if you use the TCSG, you can easily open up the hole here and top this up with a mirror window watching the CCTV. Attackers have a lot to worry about. If they're going to swing this angle, they have to worry about the hallway as well as someone on the mirror. The person on the mirror doesn't even have to swing. You can do that job from all the way back here. Considering how dangerous it is to play in that site without a deployable shield or even an Azami, taking a step back and playing this long angle is very beneficial. And if someone is starting to push main stairs, you can also readjust pretty easily to focus on them as well. And so everyone, that was part 4 of 10 tips and tricks in Rainbow Six Siege to help you instantly improve. Be sure to drop a comment and let me know which one of these tips was your favorite. I think my personal favorite is either the fuse one or the echo one, but I think they are all great. So yes, hit that like button if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and I shall catch you later. I love you all, stay safe, peace.